What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So in this video, I want to talk about how you communicate with a narcissist when you go and collect your belongings. And this is like after a breakup or after you just have separated from the narcissist for whatever reason. It could be work, some type of partnership, or it can be a relationship, family who's lived, together, and one of the family members was a narcissist and you just had to get out. So ways to communicate with them so that you can get your belongings. See, communication is the key. Communication and patience and documentary. You have to document everything that you do. You have to train yourself on what you're going to say to them, because you don't want to go into it, like with this attitude of you better give me my stuff or else. That's the last thing you want to do, because that's right up their alley. They want you to do that. That gives them the perfect response in order for them to continue to play these games. A lot of times narcissists, they don't want to give you your things back, because that lets them know that they have a chance to continue to talk to you. They have a chance to see you again. But a narcissist also know when you mean business. Like, people know when it's over for good. They know. And some people know how to play on your time because of the patterns of how y'all communicate and how things have been in the past. So they're not going to take you serious. But a narcissist know when you're done for good. And so they're going to try to make it harder on you. They may beg and love bomb and all that kind of stuff. And that way they're going to continue to hold your things away from you. So what you want to do is try to communicate through something that can probably record the conversation, or texting them, maybe sending an email, just anything that can document the conversation, because you don't want to go into this, blindly and be hit out the blue with something that you weren't expecting from the narcissist. So always be prepared to communicate with the narc in order to get your belongings back, because they're going to make it hard for you. They're going to make it real hard. Sometimes it can go almost a year, maybe even longer, before you can retrieve your property back from them. I've seen it happen. I have went through it, and they just like to make it hard on you, to make you miserable, because they're miserable because you left them. That's why they play those type of mind games. They love playing games like children. They love playing keep away from you. And they love to string you along and continue to move the goalposts just to know that you're going to always be there and come behind them. But the reason you're coming behind them is because you want your stuff, not because you want them. But that's the type of image they put out. They create that lie in their mind, and they, spread the lie around and have people thinking that you're running behind them. People always have like one side of a story when it comes to a breakup, when they're only hearing from the narcissist. And a lot of times I see this happen in families, to where the narcissist, it's like they go around the family, even to family members that they haven't spoken to in years, just to make sure that they smear you. Because, chances are, if some other family member, get wind of y'all's separation or breakup, they're going to start gossiping amongst the family, and it's going to get to certain people, and it's going to make the narc look bad. So they have to, make sure that this doesn't create a bad image for them. They do stuff like that. They're very, very petty, and they really have the time. They have the time to just flat out lie on you, just to make sure that they are kind of ahead of the situation, and to make sure that this breakup doesn't look bad on their behalf, which it does, because they always make it difficult for y'all to communicate and for you to come to, an agreement or closure, especially closure. They do not like, that's the whole reason why they act this way, because they don't want to give you closure. They figure, if I give you closure, you're going to be happier than me. And if I'm going to be miserable, this is how the narcissists think, you're going to be miserable with me. Now, sometimes, like, I guess it all depends, like, if the narcissist is a psychopath. Like, those type of narcissists, they take it to a whole nother level. They can get very, very dangerous. And it gets serious to the point to where they start to harass people who they may think you're getting acquainted with, or even people from your past. They'll go dig somebody up just to let them know to watch out for you or not to mess with you, because in their mind, if they can't have you, no one can. So they will smear your name so that the person won't get to you. But at the same time, they won't let you go. That's just how crazy they are. So yeah, that's how narcissists act when you're going through a breakup. But, you want to always make sure that you text them. You want to have proof on the conversation so that they can't lie on you in case they make it so difficult to the point where you have to go to court. So make sure you always document things, because they always have to see you. And one more thing before I end this video, narcissists, some of the things that they say, when they want to see you, it's like, well, I need to see you. And it's like, if you just listen to how they say it, it's so cringy, because it's like they crave you and you don't really know what to think. Like, do you want to see me to argue? Do you want to see me to get inside my mind again? They have to take that power back, because by you giving them the no contact or the limited contact, or you set boundaries to where we can only talk on my terms, and you're doing this for your peace. They don't know how to handle that. So you're constantly on their mind because they need to know how to get the ball back from you. And so that's why they're saying, I gotta see you. It's like a basketball player desperate to get the rebound. It's just like they don't know how to lose. They don't understand that sometimes you have to take a loss. Just take your loss and move on. You lost me, and you deserve to lose me because you didn't treat me right. You're not right for me. You have no intentions on being a good person in my life. You have every intention on hurting me, and they don't know how to handle life and problems and relationships in general. So narcissists, they need to be alone. They need to suffer alone, but the things they say, when they want you to just be okay with it, like, okay, and just go along with it. They always say, I need to see you. And I hate that, because it's like you sound desperate, like somebody who's on drugs and they just got to get that hit. And it can also sound a little on the scary side, like they sound violent. Like you don't know what they might do once you allow yourself in their presence. You don't know what they might do. They might drive off somewhere with you and then start talking and bringing up old stuff like, remember when you did this and I forgave you? And that's another way that they try to get inside your mind. It's like they try to scare you. They do scare tactics, just crazy stuff out the blue. So you really can't trust a narcissist when you meet them, alone. If you're going to take that chance and meet them, take someone with you, or be in an open area and don't get in a car with them. Just do things to make sure that you're safe, and always make sure that you're comfortable. But again, you don't really know their mindset at the time, because they can get so violent. You just don't know which direction they're going to go in. So just always have yourself prepared. And if you don't really know, ask someone who you can really go to and who you can trust to give you the right type of advice. Someone who's been very, very supportive, on your behalf, dealing with this toxic relationship that you just got out of. Because it's important to have a good support system, And I know that just by being on here, like, I really, really appreciate the support that I get on YouTube. So, I just wanted to make this quick video on just giving some advice on when you're breaking up with the narc and how to get your belongings back, because they're going to make it difficult. And, effective ways to communicate, and always try to be calm. Don't go off the handle with them because they want that. Don't let them get inside your mind. Even if you have to discontinue the conversation, cut them off. Make sure that you don't just click especially if it's something you really want back, because they're going to hold stuff over your head, and you don't want the situation to get worse, because you want peace. At the end of the day, you just want peace and you want to be left alone. So just tell them, okay, this conversation is over. I'm hanging up now, okay? Because you have to talk to them like that. You got to you got to tell them in a settled way, look, even though you're not feeling like that at the moment, you have to tell them like if you feel that way, because you're dealing with an unstable creature of habit. They have a habit of doing this. It's not something that is just happening with y'all. They do this with everyone. Anyone who they feel like the person has got away from them, they feel like they're being defeated. And at the same time, they're very emotional, and it's unstable emotions, because they go from pretending like they miss you, they love you, they appreciated you. And when you keep closing the door on them and you don't budge and you're like, no, I just want my stuff, then you see them get angry. So it's like, I can't trust nothing about you. So you just pretended like you was just so hurt and you've been so miserable and you just haven't been able to think and sleep without me. And all of a sudden, I start to see you just slowly raging, like the rage just building up inside. You can't help yourself but to let it out, because that's who you are. That's who they are. So don't expect nothing different from a narc. You just have to know how to deal with them, and again, I just hope that this video is helpful to someone who's trying to get their stuff back from a narc, because I already know how it goes. I know how they're going to make it difficult for you, but you got to be patient and stuff. And even if you have to call a lawyer and see if you can get some tips or advice, try to find the ones who will give you free counseling on how to get your belongings from someone, because a lot of time these people, they'll tell you, okay, we charge, per hour. And because I know a friend who just did that, and they was like, I think they had to put down $500 just to get the counseling or something like that. All I know is it's expensive. So, if you want to get some free counseling, just make sure that they let you know before the conversation starts that it's free, or it's free for so long, like it's free for the first hour, because it helps. Every little bit of support helps when you're dealing with, these type of people. And at the end of the day, you got to play the game, the same game that they're playing. And sometimes you got to play the game along with them, but you're better at it. They manipulate to control, to hurt you. You manipulate because you want peace of mind and you just want out of it. So it's a difference. Sometimes it's necessary to manipulate as long as your intentions are good. At the end of the day, it's all about intentions. That says a lot about a person's character, especially when it's showing you a pattern of something that never changes. It never changes. It hasn't changed in the lifetime that I've known you, 20-something years. It's not going to change. That's just built in them. That's in their spirit. That's who they are. When a person show you who they are, believe it, especially when they show you over and over and over again. But anyway, that concludes this video. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.